Hello friends, I have returned to you again, and I am giving you another great look at some fine opportunities for inexpensive miniatures for your gaming purposes. Oh yes. Now, let us begin by telling you what you're looking at here. This is Secrets of the Lost Tomb, the board game, which in its original form is not a miniature game. Mostly cards. I believe, yeah, everybody's on cards with stands. But as an add-on, they offered miniatures to replace the cards. Now, initially these were very expensive miniatures, and now that the game is defunct, although not a bad game, by the way. As you can see, I have lots of it. These miniatures, I've seen them as low as $5 per pack. Now, what you're not going to find is the original pack with the heroes. That pack is very hard to find, but the rest of the packs are pretty easy to find, okay? I don't know that the core game monsters are easy to find either. So the two core game packs are hard to find. But everything else here is open game. So there's 3 expansions that had miniatures. Secrets of the Lost Tomb, The Reign of Terror. Now you might wonder, why do I have the actual expansion and not the miniatures? Well, the miniatures are inside. I combined those. Now, the problem. Good luck finding the expansions for Ancient Myths and Legends. By the way, I don't have that expansion. Or The Great Apocalypse. Good luck finding them because they are non-existent. I just lucked out and got this in England. I had to pay a bunch of shipping to get this, $20 shipping to get this here. And it was just a lucky grab, guys. These are not around. If you have one and you're not playing this game, you sell it, you're gonna make some money, okay? Because yeah, they printed way more miniature sets than they did game expansions. It boggles my mind. It boggles my mind. So let's talk about the minis, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually open up the ones I have open. I don't have the core game here. I did get those 2 sets. I lucked out. Miniature Market had a big sale on all this stuff, and I lucked out. But yeah, the 2 main sets are hard to come by now. A couple things about the miniatures that I'd like to say right up front. The scale is a little weird on them. They're like a real 25, true 25, but they're skinny even for that. So, and I'll show you what I mean here in a second. So, the height is fine on them. It's the narrowness of them. So these are from The Reign of Terror, which, by the way, if you've ever played Betrayal at the house on Haunted Hill, then you'll know what the Reign of Terror set's about, because what it does is it provides a betrayal mechanic. Cthulhu Death May Die did something like this too. It's a mechanic where at the beginning of the game no one knows who the traitor is, okay? But by the end of the game, you're going to find out the traitor is one of your party members, and then you have to fight him. And there's usually a story behind it. Alright, so check this out. Here's a WizKids half-orc. Here's a Reaper Bones female. And here's a handmade pixie that I sculpted myself. Alright. Now, these minis are very small. See that? Doesn't mean they're not passable. Remember, this is a female, so let's put a female next to a female, and if you look, we're not too far off there. Problem is, this little guy, looks to be an Indian feller. He's pretty short. He's smaller than the female, actually. It's really hit and miss with these, is my point. Here's the Vampire Boss from that set. The base needs a little heat work done to it. Again, this female is much larger than the male in the Pez hat. Let's put them side by side so you can really see what I'm talking about here. So, yeah, the female is much larger than that male. And the vampire seems to be fine. If you look, I guess it's supposed to be like magical. I don't know why the dragon's behind him. I'd have to read this story, but if you look here, yeah, that vampire is fine. Here, let me move it closer so you can actually see the vampire a bit. Get a nice shot. That might be a good shot. You can kind of see what's going on. Anyway, these mini packs were on deep discount. There's a Nazi with a flamethrower, it appears. That looks fun. This particular pack had the fewest number of minis. And again, the males are very small compared to... Okay, so after a lovely interlude, while I switched cameras, I was able to get a better shot just by using my phone camera. So back to what we were talking about. There is our vampire. Very nice. As I said, the detail on these sculpts is not amazing. But again, the price is nice. So, in this pack, you get someone with a flamethrower. That's smaller than this female, who is a very big Brynhilda with a bikini and a machine gun, it looks like. Okay, Hildegard there. There's this fellow with a rifle and a knife, because, you know, reason. And this person who looks like another female in a bikini with a pistol. So yeah, there you go, guys. Females in bikinis who are taller than the men. And yeah, doesn't make any much sense, does it? Now, as you can tell, the scale is much smaller, but not so much smaller that it's not usable. Like I said, the vampire with attached to the dragon, that's perfectly fine. The gal with the machine gun's actually a bit tall, really. So, as you can see, you know, she works. And that's what I'm saying about these minis. It's weird. Some work, some don't. Some are absurdly tiny, but not everybody's tall. You know, these could be 5 foot tall dudes. So if you put them next to our 6 foot tall half orc here, all of a sudden, maybe that's an average sized dude or slightly shortish dude. But what kills you is you get this heroic 28mm female, and it just makes that guy look like a midget, some sort of oh wait, that's not politically correct, some sort of a pygmy. There we go. That's actually more accurate. Pygmy. And And yet this young lady is in the 28 heroic scale somewhere. Although she just looks normal sized and she's supposed to be really big, I'm guessing. Our Pixie looks gargantuan in this context, right? I mean, he's still shorter than the people, so yay. Alright. Now, I'm looking at the cards here, and there's some names for these people, wherever they are. I'm guessing that's the gal with the pistol. Magildar, or Maggie. Now, there's no miniature for this guy. I think he's in the base set. These are the enemy cards. Okay. So, in the original game, you put these on stands. By the way, I have an obsession with every card I have having a protector on it. I know, it's crazy. But anyway, these would sit on stands and you would do your battle. You wouldn't have the miniatures. You would, your guys would be on stands too, and they'd take up a space with a card. So I got, it's not bad. It's just not as cool as having minis. But let's see if we can find out who these suspect characters are. Alright. So, we've got Helga. This is Helga. Helga is a very healthy, well-fed girl. Let's see if we can figure out who these other characters are. Now these are the smaller minion cards, and they don't have miniatures for everything. They only do miniatures for the bosses, guys. So if it's on a minion card, you still have to use the cards and the stands to play the game. Although, it probably wouldn't be hard to find miniatures to proxy these with. Especially if you're crazy like me and you have lots of miniatures. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here's the vampire. There's the vampire. So I'm guessing these other two are the heroes. So let me pull them out real quick. Although you don't think that. No, there's no way that's who they are. Maybe it is. Ugh, what a horrible sculpt. Okay. This is supposed to be Teddy Roosevelt. Yeah. Make sure you see that right, because I can't believe I'm seeing it. This sculpt, the little diminutive male, is supposed to be that guy. Okay. And that leaves us with this flamethrower gal being Amelia Earhart. Okay. Interesting. Unless I'm missing a mini and not knowing it. Let me see what we got here for a weapon. Wings of Mercury. Leather jacket. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it has a preferred weapon here, and it doesn't. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. It looks like it might be her with a flamethrower, or it's. I mean, there's mold lines all over it though, so it's hard telling exactly what we're looking at here. I mean, it's an interesting choice. But it's definitely, whoever it is, they're wearing a leather jacket. And she's wearing a leather jacket in her depiction. So I don't know, guys. I think that's her, or supposed to be Amelia Earhart. And I don't know what the flamethrower is about. I don't think Amelia ever even saw a flamethrower in her life, but I could be wrong. Okay. Anyway, let's talk some more about this stuff. The minis themselves, like I said, they're not amazing. But let's look at some of these other packs, just so we're clear that not all these are useless, okay? I would say the Hero minis are pretty useless, just because the scale is way off on them for some reason. Let's see here. Now let's look at this pack. Emperor Trachis is pretty cool. And he has some sort of, final form action going on. So that's cool. I don't know. Nazis everywhere. A lot of Nazis in this game. Well, it's one of them pulp games. Bunch of Nazi folks. Buy this game. Okay. So, let's move right along. This pack. Now, I've seen this pack real cheap, guys. Real cheap. Miniature Market. Every site. Check it out. So you probably find it right now. Now, this Dryad looking thing is pretty cool. With a spear. That's probably pretty useful. That could be some sort of orc, ogre, orog. Something like that. That guy looks like he might even be useful. Maybe that guy if you're doing like a pulpy game, like Call of Cthulhu. These actually, that's what these minis, that's where they would really shine, is Call of Cthulhu. And the price is nice. I mean, it's a good starting point, buy-in point. Now, what's got me interested are these little kobolds. They're called Draconians, okay? But there's 3 of them, and then there's a little sorcerer, a little kobold sorcerer. That's what I use them for. Again, there's the little Nazi with a gun behind his back. That's pretty neat. Let me hold these so you understand the scale here. They're really tiny. Really tiny minis. That's why I said that could be an orc. That's fine. The Dryad's a little on the smaller side, a diminutive Dryad, but still a large creature, so still workable. This guy's a little less useless, but for the most part, yeah, you got, and the kobolds, they're kobolds, right? Tiny little fellows, doing little fellow things. All right, and this pack, actually, this pack isn't terrible. Again, your human-sized minis are pretty useless, but you got gems like these Knights of the Apocalypse here. Okay, so let's compare them. As you see, they're meant to be big and scary. So, yeah, that's probably workable, right, guys? See that? Yeah, that could be intimidating, somewhat. Anyway, you get the idea. Check them out. See, the game itself is fun. If you like the Eldritch horror type games, and you don't want to spend Fantasy Flight money, see if you can pick this up on sale. It's not a bad little game. All right, have a great day. Hope you find all the miniatures of your dreams, and